Okay, what's up? Some people have been requesting for a 4x4 Yao tutorial, so here it is. So this is a fast method for solving the 4x4. It's not too difficult. It's pretty much just you set up 4x4 is pretty much you set up into a 3x3 and then solve like 3x3. So even as a beginner, I would recommend just learning Yao, because then like it's really easy to just get faster at it. So one prerequisite before we get started is you should know the color scheme for a cube. So for Yao, most people start with like white cross. Most people do white cross. So then white, yellow. You should know the order, like holding it like this. What it comes after blue, like you should know this order. So the order is orange, blue, red, green in that order. Because if you mess that up on 4x4, there's no like centers like on a 3x3. So like you can mess it up, as you can see here. Like there's no way to know. So like, just watch out for that. So it's green, orange, blue, red, green. Step 1 of solving the 4x4 with the Yao method is making two opposite centers on either side. So since I'm white yellow, most people do white yellow, and it means you have to make the white center and the yellow center. So the way I like to make centers is by building lines like that. It's a line of pieces. So let's do for the other center, the other white one. We pair it up and there's a line. Then I can just pair these two lines up together and there's a center. Same concept here, right? I have this line, put it in the top. Have this line here, put it in the top. Oh, but that doesn't work. Why is that? Because this is, pretty much you're transferring this piece, you're kind of putting this piece there. So what you need to do is for the last center, is you're gonna put that line underneath the line you have solved and then slice up and insert it. The second step for solving the 4x4 with Yao is to make 3 edge pieces. These are the edge pieces on a 3x3 that you use to solve for the cross. These are the edge pieces. Like this right here is an edge piece. You have to solve on a 4x4. As you notice, why it's different than 3x3 because there's 2 pieces here. So you have to find both the pieces and solve together to make one edge. So let's take a look at our cube. This blue one is already solved, so we'll put that in place. Now we have this green and white one and the green and white one there. If I do like that, this is not solved because these two are not the same, and this is only one of the edge pieces. So what I need to do is I need to pair up the 2 correct edge pieces and then put it. We only need 3, don't solve all of them. So we have blue, green, and right here is orange. So let's look for the orange. Orange, white, orange, white. And we pair up this edge right here, and we just put the edge in. Third step of solving with Yao is then to solve the rest of the centers. As you notice, we only have this center and this center done, and we need to get the rest of these done. The way you solve this is a similar concept to the other one, but this is where that prerequisite comes in important. You need to know the order of these colors, otherwise you'll get the order of these wrong. So the way I do this is the same as the first 2 centers, is by making lines. So first I have this red line right there, so I need to make the other red line. So I search around, I see these pieces, so I'll pair them up, and I have this red line, and I can just put that in. Because I know what the colors are, I know that right here should be blue. So I can't just put orange or green there, because that wouldn't be right. So then I look for a blue line, and I put that in. I look for the other blue line, and I have this blue line. As before, you can't just put that in the open spot, because that won't work. So you need to put it over the solved line, and then you can insert it. Also, make sure you're inserting right here in the top, not by where solved edge, because if you're inserting on the solved edge, you'll mess up the edge like that, and you don't want to do that. So make sure you're always doing your U-turns on this open layer, and that's why you don't solve all the edges. To solve this last center, you want to watch out, because if you slice back, it'll break up the centers, so you have to always watch out for not breaking up any centers. So what you do now is you pair it up like this, and as before, you put it underneath the solved one and insert it. The fourth step for solving the cube with Yao is to make the final cross edge So the only left here is the white-red edge. The way you solve this is you put them horizontal to each other, like this, and so you can slice over like that. If you have it like this, if you slice over, it won't work. So you want it to where you slice over like that. Then all you have to do when you get the pieces like this, you take it out, slice back, solve the center, and then you just put the edge in and solve the cross. That's a plus of the Yao method, is that after completing the 4x4 stage, the 3x3 stage, the cross is already done, which saves like a major step. Next, we go into edge pairing. In Yao, we use something called 3-2-3 edge pairing. The way you do 3-2-3 edge pairing is you first slice to the left, like this, and then you insert the first 3 edges. The way you do this is, because the edges are 2 pieces, you need to solve it. But with 3-2-3, you can solve multiple edges at once. So here I have this piece, which is the blue-red. And what I need to do is here, because when I slice back, I want the blue-red there. So when I slice back, I can solve the edge. So I look around the cube and I see the blue-red right there. So I insert the blue-red like that. Now I could just slice back and it solves the edge. But with 3-2-3, I'm trying to solve multiple edges at once. So right here I see the green-yellow edge. So let's find the green-yellow edge, and it's right here. If it's right here, if I slice back, it doesn't solve because it's on the same layer. So the way I solve it, the way you solve this case, if it's in the same, you just take it out and you put it in to flip it. Finally, we have one more edge, the orange-green, and luckily it is right there. But if it was somewhere else like that, we just put it in and slice. So now we have 1, 2, 3 edges done. Now we just have to solve the last 4 edges. 1, 2, 3, and we already have a bunch of them solved, so this is a lucky case. But usually you have 4 edges left to solve. So now what you do is, instead of having to go around in a circle again, you just hold the 2 ones you don't have in front and you slice. So here you have the red-green one and the red-green. So I put it in a different layer and slice. And I look, what piece is this right there? I see this is the red-yellow, and I put the red-yellow in and I slice back. And just like that, we have all the edges solved. Now that we have everything solved, we can solve it like a 3x3. Not all 3x3 solves are as smooth as that, because 4x4 sadly has something called parity. There are 2 parities on a 4x4, OLL parity and PLL parity. These are parities where you see cases that are not found on a 3x3, and they only show up during 3x3 stage. And they're really annoying because they make your times really bad. So let's take an example here. Here we have the classic soon case. This side does not have parity, and we can easily solve it like a 3x3 with the regular algorithm. On this side, if we solve it with the regular algorithm, this edge is still flipped. So we need to do a special algorithm to solve this. This algorithm goes like this. And there we go. It solves the edge. And then you can continue on your solve. The second type of parity you can have is called PLL parity. This is where you have to swap 2 edges. So if we look at this case right here, this is not a case you see on a 3x3 normally. Usually you'll see like an A perm or a J perm, but here you have a block like this and a block like this. It's like a combination. So to solve this, if you try to solve this like a regular A perm, what you're gonna get is 2 flipped edges, which is also not a case you can see on the 3x3. So the algorithm to solve this parity is you turn the middle layer twice, top twice, middle layer twice, then you do this big layer twice, middle twice, big layer twice. And it should swap those 2 edges. Now you solved your first 4x4 with the Yao method. So let's overview the steps. First, we solve 2 opposite centers, white and yellow. We then solve the first 3 cross pieces. We then solve all the centers, solve the last cross piece, then we do 3-2-3 edge pairing to solve all the edges. Then we may have two parities, PLL parity or OLL parity, and then you just solve it like a 3x3. Now with these knowledge, you can solve 4x4 as fast as Max Park. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments and I will make sure to get back to you. Please subscribe, and if you liked the video, please hit that like button and comment down below any type of other tutorials or any type of videos you would like to see from me.